Hey everyone, back tuning into today's video, doing a weekend broadcast today, having a detailed look at where the next 7 days. Got some British Isles. Going to be quite a lot of settled weather around, I think, up to the middle part of the week. It will be more unsettled in the north and west at times. But overall, fair amount of fine weather coming up to midweek. And then things go really downhill, potentially, at the end of the week from Thursday, Friday into the weekend. Now this is quite a long way off, so we've got to be a little bit of uncertainty about it, but it's a fairly consistent signal across the models that the ridge that's going to be around the country from sort of today through into Wednesday rapidly breaks down as we get through to the end of the week. It could turn really, really unsettled, particularly in the south. But we'll have a look at the charts on it in a moment. Before we go on with that, just to mention the ads, there's links to articles on all of the pages at gazweathers.com. If you could have a browse through the widget, it should be helping to support the website. The widget sits just underneath the weather video here on the home page. Have a look, see if there's any links that you're interested in. If there is any recommended articles, you can click through them and go and read the article. And because you're going from Gaz Weathers to where the article is, you're going to really feel what you're doing. There's also video ads to most pages. They open out within the content. Once you watch them, they'll close back up again. So thanks for getting involved. Thanks for doing that. The websites that we're using for the weekend broadcast coming from theweatheroutlook.com and westcentre.de. You can find a link to both websites on the links page. So here is the radar picture right now from the weather outlook. There's a lot of dry weather across the country. We have got these showery bursts, particularly in the east. Quite a lot of cloud coming down across the country today, and a fairly chilly wind as well. It's not a washout by any means, but certainly there are one or two fairly sharp showers scattered about. Here's today's optic pressure chart. Low pressure is clearing off in towards the North Sea, and we begin to get this little bit of a ridge trying to build up from the main ridge of high pressure, which is the Azores high, that's down across southern parts of France. So, yeah, a lot of cloud across the country today. Showery bursts in the east, generally getting lighter and increasingly scattered through the course of the afternoon, with many places tending to stay dry. But we will have a lot of cloud, especially in the east, and with the wind coming down sort of from the northwest, that is going to make it feel quite cool, with temperatures of just 15, 16 or 17 degrees at best. So around the 60 Fahrenheit mark. It will feel cooler than that in the breeze. Overnight tonight, we're going to find this ridge again trying to build from the southwest, but this next area of low pressure is knocking on the door from the Atlantic. So Ireland and western Scotland will turn cloudy and quite windy tonight, with some outbreaks of rain moving in. Most of the rain across Scotland will be light, but to the west of Scotland down into Northern Ireland, some of that rain could be quite heavy. The rest of the country will stay dry or become dry if you have a late shower. Be a dry night with clearing skies, allowing temperature to get quite chilly, dropping to 4 or 5 degrees in the south and the southeast. Bit of a north-south split for Sunday. Low pressure is to the west of Scotland. It'll mean that for Scotland and Northern Ireland, it's quite a windy day again with outbreaks of rain, and some of that rain will be really quite heavy indeed across western Scotland, Northern Ireland, particularly to the west of high ground. To the east of high ground, across eastern Scotland and southeastern parts of Scotland, probably not too much in the way of rain, but it'll sort of be on and off drizzly rain coming through at times. Completely different though from northern England and southwards. So for most of England and Wales, it's going to be a dry day on Sunday with sunny spells, particularly sunny down in the south and the southeast, and temperatures will respond to that sunshine, reaching 19 degrees in some southern parts of the country. That's up to 66 Fahrenheit. But in the north and west with the cloud and rain, temperatures there just 12 or 13 degrees at best. Moving through into Monday, low pressure is still close to the north of Scotland, so it remains unsettled up there, with the high pressure trying to ridge up from the south, trying to keep England and Wales mostly dry. So we'll have cloud and rain across Scotland and Northern Ireland to begin with. A band of cloud and increasingly light and patchy rain will then slip southwards across England and Wales through the course of the day, probably just giving no more than a few showers by the time it arrives in towards Wales and the Midlands by the end of Monday afternoon. I mean, it'll brighten up behind it with sunshine and showers for Scotland and Northern Ireland. You notice quite tightly packed ice bars in the north, so it'll be windy up there with temperatures of just 12 or 13 degrees again. Across northern England, Wales and the Midlands, quite warm in the morning, and then it'll turn cooler as that weather front arrives for the afternoon, so around 15, 16 degrees there. But down in the south, the southeast, you do get very, very close to that burst of summer-like warmth I was talking about earlier in the week. It looks like it's generally going to stay on the continent, but just for a time on Monday afternoon, the southeast could pop up to around 22 degrees, that's 72 Fahrenheit, before that weather front arrives in the evening. And then that takes into a cooler day through into Tuesday. So as I say, that warmth that is very, very, very close to the country at the start of the week looks like it's going to be held at bay, really, across France and the Low Countries and into Germany. And by the way, temperatures there could be going up in towards the upper 20s, can you believe, for a time through the early part of the week. So that's into the 80 Fahrenheit mark. But for us, it's going to be a cooler day all round on Tuesday. Quite a lot of cloud as well. We're still generally very close to this ridge, so I wouldn't be expecting much in the way of rain, maybe a few showery bursts coming through, but overall just a lot of cloud across the country and a pretty chilly northwesterly breeze. So temperatures in the south will be up to around 15 or 16 degrees at best. In the north, we're going to be lucky to get into double figures probably for parts of Scotland, 9, 10, 11 degrees up there. The ridge is through the country on Wednesday, so this could be the best day of the week in terms of universally dry weather. I would suspect we have an almost universally dry day, excuse me, with sunny spells breaking through. Temperatures will probably be quite cold to start on Wednesday morning. There could be another one of these late season frosts that have been plaguing us on and off throughout the spring, really. But by day, in the sunshine, temperatures could rise up to around 17 or 18 degrees. But notice these areas of low pressure queuing up in the Atlantic, and they break through as we go into Thursday. So any high pressure looks like it's very quickly going to be pushed out of the way as we get through into the latter stages of the week. Thursday probably starts off dry and fine, maybe with some frost in the north, but cloud and rain is likely, and I don't totally say this is how it's going to play out because it's still a little way off, but it seems very likely that on Thursday cloud and rain will spread in across Ireland, including Wales. Some of that rain could be very heavy indeed. Scotland might stay dry, close to this ridge that is being pushed up to the north, so it could stay dry up there. If it does turn wet on Thursday, it's going to be a very cool day with temperatures of just 12 or 13 degrees at best. And then we settle into an unsettled pattern then through the rest of the week. So Friday, we'll perhaps find persistent rain in the east to begin with, clearing away to sunshine and showers, temperatures on the cool side. And then the next low pressure sort of slips through the country as we go into the weekend. So turning wet and windy perhaps for Saturday. That's all quite speculative. It's a little way off. I haven't got tremendous confidence, but that does look how things are playing out. So finally, have a look at the charts from Weather Outlook through the coming week. We've got the risk of some showery bursts across the country through the course of today. I think this looks worse than it is. Many of these showers are lighter, and they'll be turning even lighter and more scattered through the day, but quite a lot of cloud across the country. We'll have rain for western parts of Scotland and Northern Ireland as we go through into Sunday, whereas England and Wales get the best of the weather, dry and fine there, and temperatures will lift up in that sunshine. Cloud and sort of showery bits and pieces of rain coming down from the north into muddy. Again, I think that looks worse than it is, really. Many of those showers should be light as they get through into England and Wales, and fairly well scattered as well. The best of the weather will be in the southeast, where it could turn warm for a time with temperatures up to 22, but the real warmth that it looked like we was going to get earlier in the week, that real warmth, the heat, looks like it'll be kept at bay over on the continent. We go into Tuesday, with a few showers scattered about and rather a lot of cloud as well. It'll be cooler in the southeast. Wednesday looks the best day of the week with a lot of dry weather. Good sunny spells came through. It could be cold to start. But then look at that, it turns very cool, wet and dull as we go through into Thursday across Ireland, England and Wales. Scotland hangs on to dry weather. And then this isn't showing it too bad for Friday, but I think we could be having showers on Friday. And then that takes us into an unsettled spell over the weekend. So in summary, we're going to have quite a lot of dry weather between now and Wednesday. It will be more unsettled in the north and the west with some rain at times, particularly tomorrow. tomorrow. But England and Wales gets plenty of dry weather until the end of the week, after which it turns properly cool and wet again from Thursday, and those unsettled conditions likely to carry on into next weekend. That's all for now. Thanks for watching.